Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. In the main office of Forrester Creations, with pressures running advanced than the hemline of a miniskirt, Ivy revealed that she'd been in the States since the last time that she and Steffy crossed paths. "I'm surprised I haven't seen you throwing yourself at Liam," Fico CEO cracked. "I've been in the States," Ivy clarified, "not LA. Yeah, whatever," Steffy said, in substance. She also shot down the idea of relaunching the jewelry line. In accord, Ivy, Elektra, and Carter all appealed to the master to review. "Stop allowing so small," the COO said. "Not a shot in hell," replied Steffy's expression. Nearly, Grandma Stephanie had to be beaming. In the design room, Brooke and Hope pleased and teasing Will about how frequently the new intern had formerly taken a wrong turn at Forrester. Which seems hard to do, since it has an aggregate of what, 2 services? 3? On a more serious note, Hope advised Will that Steffy would presumably see him as a trouble, what with him being Katie's son and all. "Yeah," Brooke added, "there are 2 sides around then, Logans and lumberers." Pressed by Will, "Is Steffy really that violent?" Brooke tried to cut her occasional stepdaughter some slack. But Hope wasn't having it. Steffy was so Machiavellian, Hope said, that she was indeed bracing herself for hope for the future to come a thing of the history. "Well, I believe in you," Will told his aunt. "And considering how little he knows about fashion, that must mean so. Veritably important." "And flashback, Carter sees the value in you and your line," Brooke noted. "He also entertains fancies of you in nighties, no bone." Added, "but should have." Back in the main office, Ivy contended with Steffy not to let their once differences intrude with the eventuality for a collaboration that could be as foamy as her jewelry. "Elektra, take a hike," Steffy said, principally. Also, formerly alone with Ivy and Carter, Steffy snapped that she had been disrespected to have them question her business expertise. She'd no way let her passions about Hope intrude with the company. Except, well, now. And every chance she gets. But away from those times, no way. Off that fiery exchange, Carter told Ivy and Elektra not to give up Stopgap. He was the susurrus of Forrester, for Pete's sake, and he wasn't about to let Steffy or anyone kneecap the company. As Carter showed Elektra around both of Forrester's services, Brooke entered the main bone. And started going on and on about Brooke's bedroom. When Steffy didn't roll her eyes or monkey shine a single time, the golden stunner claimed on being told what was over, as if she couldn't guess Steffy was worried about Carter's passionate defense of Hope for the future. At the same time, Carter made a beeline for the design office to tell Hope what had just happened. Supposedly, indeed she hadn't been apprehensive that Carter was bringing in Ivy and Elektra to pitch their tchotchkes in expedience of giving hope for the future, you know, a future. "Steffy is determined to keep this company stagnant," Carter blustered. "Cool to see Mr. Nice Guy fired up. Another occasion like this, and he'll be quoting South Park's Cartman, 'Admire my authority.'" Latterly, when Will literally banged into Elektra veritably Teresa Lopez Fitzgerald, heartstring suckers? It transferred the papers and jewelry samples she was carrying flying. Before the kiddies had so important as noticed bone. Another, Will wound up on bended knee immolation Elektra the ring she'd dropped along with everything differently. Incontinently, both of them turned into heart eye emojis and were struck speechless. Luckily, the condition was temporary. They recaptured the capability to communicate just in time to introduce themselves before Will slipped the ring on Elektra's cutlet, for running important. As match cuties go, it didn't break any new ground, but it sure was cute. Back in the main office, Steffy dissed Carter to Brooke. Fico CEO no way pictured she'd question her susurrus's judgment. But also again, she presumably no way pictured that he'd differ with her, moreover. Contemporaneously, Carter continued complaining to Hope about Steffy. He could just tell that Elektra is as talented as Ivy said so, after all. Steffy, he conjectured, is letting her particular grievances get in the way of making Forrester as massive as it can be. This was music to Hope's cognizance eventually. Someone besides her had seen that her sister is making opinions grounded on battles and feuds rather than spreadsheets and fashion trends. Worked up, Carter went on to detail for Hope the house of Forrester that he imagines, a major luxury marquee with a number of poshmarkers beneath it, Ivy's jewelry line being only the first. You need to run with this, Hope told him. You need to get Ridge and Eric on board and do whatever it takes. I can tell that this is the mark you're going to leave on this company, on this assiduity, this is your heritage. This scene did end with a kiss. Perhaps hereafter? Steffy Forrester will eventually yield on giving Ivy Forrester and Electra Forrester a chance to pitch the jewelry line they've been working on. Carter Walton feels like this could help take Forrester Creations to the coming position since he's all about expansion plans. Steffy would prefer to play it safer, but she'll at least agree to look at Ivy and Electra's work. Despite Steffy's issues with Ivy, there's no denying that she's a talented jewelry developer. Plus, Steffy easily has a soft spot for Electra Forrester now that she's all grown up and working with her aunt. That's why Steffy will check out Ivy and Electra's designs, but her response will get under Carter's skin. It sounds like Steffy will act like the line isn't a good fit for Forrester Creations, or maybe complain about the designs acting simple-minded. Steffy may make a bleak vaticination about the jewelry line not dealing well and want to pass on it without giving it important study. Anyhow, Carter will see formerly Steffy criticizes what Ivy and Electra have come up with. From where Carter's standing, it'll feel like Steffy isn't keeping an open mind at all. Once presumably Carter switches out at Steffy, he'll articulation to Hope Logan and give her updates on the whole situation. Carter will rant about Steffy being insolvable to deal with and contend her particular grievances are getting in the way of good business. Still, there'll be some fun moments on Wednesday's B&B occasion as well. Electra will have a surprising hassle with Will Spencer, who'll physically impinge into her and apologize for not watching where he was going. Once Will makes sure Electra is okay and helps her pick up what she's dropped, they'll trade prolusions. Electra and Will's chemistry will sizzle right down, so it looks like they'll both be interested in getting to know each other better. Will and Electra indeed have a love coming up, so we'll fill you in on their growing bond and any complicated news along the way. Carter Walton has decided to reach out to Ivy Forrester and Electra Forrester to pitch a jewelry line to Forrester Creations. Still, Steffy Forrester is furious and wants no part of it. Will Eric Forrester be suitable to change Steffy's mind? Carter is working overtime trying to save Hope for the future, so much so, as he has invited Ivy to pitch a new line of jewelry to go with the new designs. Carter believes this is a veritably good move and could bring in a lot of plutocrat for Forrester in the long run. Still, Steffy doesn't want Ivy in LA and she's not about to have her anywhere near the company. Steffy doesn't watch what Ivy can do, it's simply that she doesn't want her there. Ivy knows that this is each about Liam Spencer and she's not going to allow Steffy to stop her from working for her uncle's company. Ivy will just go to the master. Eric is always thrilled when Ivy comes to city. He doesn't get to see her frequently, and she needs to be around more. Of course, Forrester has other divisions, but Ivy has a special place in his heart. Eric will clearly want to know why Ivy is in city and how long she plans to stay. Unfortunately, Ivy may be ready to travel back home since Steffy refuses to see her jewelry. Ivy will explain to Eric that Carter called her to pitch a line of jewelry and indeed show Eric many pieces as well. Eric will probably authorize and see no reason they cannot use it at Forrester. Eric will probably have them set up in demonstration and get on with it. After all, Ivy is right, this costs Forrester a great deal. Eric is anxious to see how well this goes over with the board. Ridge isn't going to be happy that Ivy went straight to Eric, who isn't indeed running the company. Still, Ridge does understand Steffy's misgiving and that she and Ivy have their differences. Unfortunately, the company is having budget issues formerly, and working with Ivy and using her line could be more profitable to the company. Steffy may have to get over her issues concerning Liam and work with Ivy for the good of Forrester. Can Ridge and Eric get through to Steffy and make her see the benefits then? Will Steffy shut down hope for the future and retribution of Carter and Ivy going behind her reverse and taking this to her forefather first?